Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to Global Impromptu Speaking Session number 139. As I mentioned, possibly this session is going to be one of the smallest sessions at Global Impromptu Speaking platform. But, anyways, show must go on. We are all here to learn and help each other to improve or better become a public speaker or a communicator. Today, how we are going to run our show is I will give a topic to somebody, I will pick, and that somebody will give a topic to another person, and this is how we are going to run the entire show. Are we good? Are we good with this? Are we? All right, perfect. Thank you so much. So it's totally your prerogative. Who do you want to pick and choose, or you can have a kind of tailor-made topic for somebody. Let's see whom I choose and who choose me chooses me up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will not take much of your time. You need to manage your time with estimation. We are going to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. There is no recording, but definitely you are going to manage your time. Speak as much as you want, but if you want to speak a bit longer, it's completely up to you. We are very small in number. We are only 7 participants as of now. So my first topic goes to none other than Dr. Frida. Dr. Frida, my topics are as simple as I am. I will give you a very simple topic. Your topic is life is only what you have and everything what you have in it. Life is only what you have and everything what you have in it. Take it away.
A very good evening, my global impromptu family members. The topic that has been given to me tonight is life is only what you have and what you have in it. I would humbly want to disagree with this topic. I do not believe in this. I do not believe that life is only limited to your own experience. Life is much more greater than that. Life is this, including this expanded universe. How do we know that this is the only planet in the whole universe? There may be many more planets. For us, maybe our life is limited and limited to this earth, but for others, no way. We may think that our life is limited to the only lifespan that we have on this earth, but the repercussions of our lives go down generations. We have children, our children have children, their children do have children, and that way, whatever life we have led, it has repercussions down the generations. So I do not think that whatever we have in our life is limited to our lifespan and it's limited to this world alone. And otherwise, from the religious standpoint of view, being a Muslim, I have a strong belief in afterlife. I feel that after death, I will have repercussions of all my deeds which I have done on this earth, whether good or bad. I will have to face the consequences in one way or the other. Of course, some people would say, no, it's just karma, or it's just like whatever you sow, you reap in this world, and there's nothing later on. But I would beg to disagree on that because this is as per my belief. And otherwise, also my mind, my scientific mind also tells me the same, that there will be repercussions. So no matter how much we applaud our life here on earth, our life is not limited to our own experiences or our lifespan. It goes beyond our lifespan. Whatever we will do, whatever actions we take, it will have repercussions in the generations to come. Whatever we do in this earth, we will have repercussions in our afterlife, and we will have to face that. Whether we applaud our lives in this earth or not, that is besides the point. Whether whatever actions we have done are good or bad, that is besides the point. But life is much more greater than our lifespans and what we face on this earth. A very good evening to everybody. So
Thank you so
now
much,
it's
Dr.
my
Frida. Yes, it's your turn. You can choose somebody, pick somebody, and give a topic, please. Best wishes.
The next person that I would like to call upon, actually my favorite is Jatin with his break dance, but the person who came in was TM Akshay. So TM Akshay, would you like to take a topic?
Yes, yes.
Yes. The word of the day is applause. And
Applause, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, applaud. Applause or applaud?
Applaud. Okay, applaud.
Yeah.
So
thanks.
that's the word
I'm
of the
sorry
day.
for the interruption. It's adulate. I'm sorry.
Adulate.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's adulate.
Adulate.
Okay, it's
What is the
adulate,
meaning,
which
right?
actually means the same thing, which means to applause or to
Okay,
praise.
thank you. Yeah.
So the word
Okay.
of the day is adulate. The topic for you tonight is pay close attention to the people who don't applaud when you win. Pay close attention to the people who don't applaud when you win. Take it away, PM Akshay.
We have many people in our life. One is those who love our performances, especially singing, dancing, acting, drawing. There are some people who will enjoy but not applaud. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters, Cavaliers, and guests. I'd like to give my example. I am very good in singing. I can sing many songs. I performed many times, but I didn't found anyone that no one applaud. I find in my life many people, they are not only applauding, but they are encouraging me. Many people used to say, Akshay, you have melodious voice. You have very soothing voice. Why are you not giving an audition for reality shows like Indian Idol, Saregamapa, The X Factors, India's Got Talent? I used to think because of my visual impairment, no one will going to applaud. No, that is wrong. People are always here to applaud you. If you have, despite of having any difficulties, despite of having any defects in your life, I am requesting all of you that please, please, please participate. No matter people can applaud you or people can not. It's up to your hand. People can say anything like, yeah, he is visually impaired. How are you going to perform? And whether you're going to climb stairs, whether you're going to shine, whether you're going to win the Indian Idol, whether you're going to win the Saregamapa. Don't think like that. Think positive, and so that people should say, yes, he can prove himself and he will try his level best to win the reality show. That's all my take on it. What are your opinion, Dr. Farida? And I will now, I'll going to choose, I will going to choose Jatin Vinakoda, Cavalier, right?
Yeah.
Jatin Vinakoda. Okay, Jatin, it's up to you now. Over to you. And I will give you topic. Time is like a train. If you miss, you'll miss all the things. Time is like a train. If you miss, then you will miss all the things. Cavalier Jatin Vinakoda. Up to you.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. So today my topic is if the time is taken, all the time will go. And I totally agree to this topic. Yeah, I totally agree to this topic. You know why? Because if you say, now, if you take for an example that I wanted to eat something and my dad say, okay, but he says that he'll give me after 30 minutes or 1 hour. that becomes to 2 days. That's actually true. So for some people, they wanted to delay all the work, and then afterwards they say that they want the salary, but then the boss say they'll give you afterwards, but that will come like 1 year or 2 years or something like that. So this is the thing. So yeah, if there's time, you have to do it. If there's no time, do it after 10 to 15 minutes. But the thing is that you have to complete the task on the same day. Whatever you have to do it on the same day. So, or else if you delay it, whatever you want, it won't come always. So I totally agree to this topic. Thank you, and over to you. Okay, now I'll give to Toastmaster Navneet. So the topic is, do you think all animal testing should be banned? I repeat, do you think all animal testing should be banned? Wait, I'll write it in the chat.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, my dear Cavalian and ardent guests. Medical fraternity always requires something or other thing to validate the medicine and go ahead for the human being. Till now, we are using mice, same thing. The reason is their life is very short, and even though you don't use some testing, it will go away very soon compared to other animals. So that is the reason mice is used. Suppose we do not go for mice testings. What is the option we have in doctors fraternity? They cannot use directly to a human being. They cannot use directly to the animals which are having a long life. For that is the kind of compulsion that doctor has to go for this kind of testing. In fact, before going to the mice, doctors go for the artificial testing so that they can simulate, they can do all the things, and if possible, charges are less. Before going to human, it is required to go for animal. So in my opinion, it is not wrong. With proper precautions and calculated risk, we should go for the animal testing, because that is the way we can save the human being. And we should not forget that if humans are saved, then only we can save the animals world. Otherwise, we know this nowadays so many problems are keep coming. In that way, humans are coming forward to take care of the animal. So animal testing with calculated risk, and no choice, we should go for the testing on the animals. Over to you. And my next target is Toastmaster Puneet.
Yes, Navneet.
Yeah, Toastmaster Puneet. A rolling stone gathers no moss. A rolling stone gathers no moss. Toastmaster Puneet.
No one is busy in life. It all boils down to priorities. Good evening, good morning, and everyone. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, namaskar to everybody out here. I vividly remember how I used to be involved in so many activities in my college. I was the only boy to compete in a Rangoli competition, the only boy to do so, for which I even received a consolation prize. Just a couple of weeks back, I received consolation prize for my singing. I thought my song was so consoling to judges, hence they gave me a consolation prize. College was fun, but it all happened at the expense of my academics. How would you feel when you failed for the first time? How did you convey that to your loved ones? I was scared. How am I going to show report card to my father? My father looked at the report card and there was dead silence. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words. And that day I saw the look on my father's face, that face of disappointment, dejected, that his son has let him down. He gave me a word of advice which I'll never forget. That there's no point being a rolling stone because rolling stone gathers no moss. What's important in life is to prioritize on things which truly matters the most. As a student, my priority should have been focusing on the academics and not the extracurricular activities, which could have waited for some time. He always told me to defer those. And he always said that delayed gratification is not denied gratification. But of course, we youngsters don't listen to parents at some point of time. But he was right. That day I learned one thing, that we can do anything in life, but not everything. Sometimes we have to let go of things behind to move forward. So fellow Toastmasters, I urge you all to focus on things which truly matters the most. Focus on your goals, aspiration, or it could be anything. But what's more important is to focus and give priority to things which truly matters the most. After all, the word focus stands for follow one course until successful. And remember, a rolling stone gathers no moss. Back to you, Toast Navneet. Okay, next I have to select, right? Okay, I'll give to Manoranjani, ma'am. Ma'am, are you there?
Yeah, hi, Vinod. But I'm
Excellent.
very, very this, so I wonder if I'll be able to talk as much as you people do it. Mine will be very, very simple.
Yeah, the audience are very friendly and they all love to listen to each one of us. So the topic for you goes like this. The grass is greener where you water. The grass is greener where you water. Toastmaster Manoranjani.
I've heard something like grass is always greener on the other side. But as you said, yes, where we put in our efforts, that is where we get the result. And this is a very new one, very frankly, to be heard by me. But I agree with you that where there is water, where you put water, that's where actually the grass would be green. If you don't put your effort in what if you feel is good, what you really enjoy, even you really enjoy it, you don't put in your effort, it doesn't give any result. For example, if you take my own case, I had done law at the age of 55, and at the age of 57 I qualified as an insolvency professional, which is very, very competitive exam in this world. But I'm successfully doing it because it's not very easy. Just like how a young person of people of your age go and do internship with the seniors. I did my internship and I have learned. And now I can say that confidently that I'm able to handle any kind of work that is in the area of insolvency or as an advocate. And I've handled about 200 cases in the last 2 years, which is, I think, is really great, according to me. And this is because I had put in my efforts. Had I not put in my efforts, if I just keep saying that I like it, it takes me nowhere. So what is important is you have to work hard. You have to perseverance is important. The more you work, the more results you'll get. I think that's where I end. Thank you so much.
Mano, TM Sherman came ahead of all of us. So I think it would be fair if you call him.
Should I call her Manoranjani, ma'am?
No, it's Toastmaster Mano. Ranjini will give a topic to somebody else. Ma'am, you can choose somebody and give a topic.
Sure. Calling or chatting, or rather talking or chatting on the phone? What gives you more happiness? And
No,
why?
You need to choose somebody first. Then you can choose
Okay, let
Toastmaster
me look at the
Sherman.
participants.
I will give you the names. Toastmaster Sherman,
Yes.
Toastmaster Navneet, Toastmaster Himanshu, and myself are left as of now.
Why don't you take it yourself?
It's up to you. You choose and.
Yes, yourself. Your name, please?
Amjad.
Hi, Amjad. Yourself. Toastmaster Amjad.
Can you give a topic again?
Calling or texting?
Thank you so much, Madam Topics Master. Ladies and gentlemen, calling or texting, what do you prefer? I prefer communication. Whatever it takes. Calling, texting, personal meeting, Facebook, Instagram, anything where I can connect with people, I can talk to them, I can convey my message, I can listen to them, I can praise them, they can appreciate my effort, and I can thank them. This is how I want. Every time communication devices are changing. When I did not have mobile phones, we used to write letters. That was love. When then we got into mobile phones, text message was cheaper, call was expensive. I preferred texting. Comparatively, that was even expensive than now. Then got into calling packages, started calling. End of the day, what I prefer is communication with my loved ones, whosoever you are. Nowadays, while driving, I text people. And thanks to the digital devices, smart devices, where we have options, we can record and it chats, it writes. So we have both options. We speak, people can listen to us. And we speak when we can write. And we can also check how good we are with our Siri, our different devices. And as far our understanding is concerned, our English is concerned, as I'm not a native English speaker. So device understands, I feel happy. She understands my voice and she can write what I say and message goes. End of the day, again, I reiterate, my purpose is to communicate with you. Right now, we are speaking as well as seeing each other. It's a video calling. This is what is my love. And if you want me to text you tomorrow to check out how do you do and tell you how do I do, I'm completely okay. If you want me to call you, I can call you with my paid package or free package. Does not matter. What matters the most is you, ladies and gentlemen. I care for you. I like you. I love you. Stay blessed wherever you are. This is what I love to do in my life, chatting or calling, both. Back to you.
Great.
I had given topic to somebody earlier, but if you want me to, if you allow, I can give another topic to somebody who is left. Okay, Toastmaster Sherman, topic for you. Love kills emotions. Love kills emotions. Over to you.
Yeah, Global Into Friends and Toastmaster Jadali. And if you have the love, I think this is the meaning of heart and the mind. Sometimes, if you feel with your emotions coming from the heart, and when you work, you can't work with emotions also. But if you have love, you can control your emotions. Sometimes you a very difficult topic. Emotional and love is same thing, but anyway, so when you work, you have to have the emotion things, and the mind works also, the heart and the mind together. And if you balance it, you can have a very successful work life, or uh, the family life. So better to use same. But sometimes people who work in the office also having the very working with mind. So when you same thing, you can't applicable for the family life. So when you try to apply the same thing, it's not easy. Actually, sometimes they get annoyed. They will get upset if you work same type of attitude at home. So I think that you have to have the love also. The love is comes first. I can say, in this world we do, in the complex world, we have to do a lot of things and stressful life. And if you love another person, it says, if you love your neighbor, love your dog also. It says. So otherwise, that means you have to love very heartfully. Otherwise, you just sake of loving is not the real the love. Over to you, Mr. Tosma Samdajali. I'll select Toastmaster Himanshu. Himanshu is there? Himanshu?
Yeah, hi.
Himanshu,
Hi.
your topic is mind, the unlimited powerhouse. Mind, unlimited powerhouse. Toastmaster Himanshu.
Thank you, and I can't agree on this more. Uh, in 2004, Sachin Tendulkar was in Perth, Sydney, rather, playing against Australia, and he was struggling throughout the series, getting out, caught behind, because the bowlers were bowling him outside the fourth or the fifth wicket, and he was trying to play a cover drive, and he was getting out. And then he decided something that was unimaginable. A shot that he had got so many runs with, he said, I'll not play that shot for the entire innings. And he wanted to score 241 runs, batting for almost 9 hours against one of the top class opposition. And he said, at later years on the line, people asked him how he did that. He said, it had become a mind battle. They were trying to make me play my favorite stroke, and I was saying, I will not do it. I had control over my mind to say, I will not play that particular shot which has got me out so often. I'll hold my horses back, and rest, as they say, is history. Sachin went on to score a mammoth 200 and showed to the world that if you control your mind, it is such a big powerhouse that you can dictate terms to almost any given opposition or to anybody across the globe. And so, yes, I cannot agree on this more, that yes, mind is such a big powerhouse that if you train it in a particular manner, it will work for you. If you ask me personally, I wanted to have good communication skills, and I think I have. So I trained my mind to work on it. But I'm a lazy bum in the sense that I don't want to go to the gym. And for the last 19 years, I'm going to the gym, planning to go to the gym on that Monday, that from this Monday, I'll go to the gym. This is not going to happen. The same person doing the same thing, because in one area I wanted to work upon, in the other area I wanted, I'm not interested. So that pretty much sums it up. Yes, mind's a big powerhouse that can make you work anytime, anywhere. Over to you.
Yeah, excellent, Himanshu. Actually, you are very good in storytelling, and also you added with the sports and the exercises to enhance the topic meaning. Over to you.
So I need to choose one, right?
As of now, Toastmaster.
Do I need to choose?
Yeah, you can choose, but right now only DTM Navneet is Toastmaster Navneet is left. You can call him if you like to.
Okay. DTM Toastmaster Navneet.
Navneet spoke.
Yeah, I'm here.
Would you like to speak again, Navneet?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. Since you advocated for DTM Navneet, Toastmaster Farida, I'll take a pick on you, and you are up next. Your topic is, Toastmaster Farida, you are a part of what you go to. You are a part of what you go through. Over to you, Toastmaster Farida.
A very good evening once more to my global impromptu family members. I feel quite special being called upon to speak twice, because I generally feel that people don't like to hear me. This comes after an experience of having 4 children, and especially girls, who are constantly talking, and very rarely do I get a word in while they are chatting away. So the topic that has been given to me, that I am only a part of what I go through. Usually I tend to disagree with the topic, but tonight, for this particular topic, I'm forced to agree with it. I totally agree with it. In this universe, we are just playing a very small part, and whatever experiences we go through, we're just like playing a small part in that entire scenario. Although sometimes when bad things happen, we crumble and we fall and we get really depressed and we pull ourselves down thinking, oh my God, this has happened, that has happened. But if you look at the larger picture, it is not just us. We are just a small part in that whole scenario. And sometimes when good things happen, the same happens. We applaud ourselves. We go to extremes to make sure that, oh my God, this is my achievement, this is what I've done. But actually, we have played a part in the larger picture. So whatever happens on earth with us or even aside from us, even when we are bystanders or we are on the main stage, we are just playing a small part and doing our bit and passing on to the next life experience. I can relate to this to my work as well, as I am a physician. And many a times when the patients they get healed, and especially out of COVID, and then when we discharge them, usually we give them a clap out. And this is what we do, that all the doctors, the nurses, the paramedics, we line up and we clap for the patient while the patient is taken out on a wheelchair. So this is a gesture of goodwill to especially our COVID patients who come out of the ICU alive. This is what we do. We give them a clap out. And this has been like our tradition. And over the past 1.5 years, which has been extremely tough, by the way. But sometimes we wonder that is it just us? Is it just the doctors, the nurses, the paramedics, the medications which has healed the patient? No way. It is much more than that. It is the patient's nutritional status. It is the patient's immunity. It is many other things which have its play. And not only that, it is the hand also of the Almighty. We must never forget that or disregard that. So this past 1.5 years especially has made me extremely humble. And I totally agree with this topic. We just play a very small part in all our life experiences, and others play their parts as well. And cumulatively, we make up an experience. A very good evening to all of you.
Great one, ma'am, and a good personal story. It's so good to hear that COVID patients are getting such a big thumbs up. It's a tough time, and only those who go through COVID realize what they're actually going through. So good example, good take. Only thing I can tell you is be more prompt to the topic, because time is 1 to 2 minutes. So we need to be, quick with the topic. Other than that, great way of storytelling now.
Thank you. I would like to give a topic to Saurabh, DTM Amjad Ali. Is that okay? TM Saurabh, I see you.
Hello. Hi, Varita ma'am. How are
Good
you?
evening. Fine. So are you ready to take a topic?
Just a minute, ma'am. Ma'am, can I go next? Please,
Sure.
if
TM
possible.
Rachana.
Hi, I've joined for the here.
You're welcome. The word of the day is adulate. And the topic for you is?
Yeah.
I adulate those who speak, but I admire those who act.
Yeah, I don't know the meaning of adulate. Can you please tell me the
Praising.
Praise
Someone.
Okay.
I adulate those who speak, but I admire those who act. Go for it. Take it away. TM Rachana.
Yeah. Hi. Good morning, everybody. I adulate those who speak. The speaking also matters. When you speak out something which is in your mind, whether it is good, bad, anything, words only can understand. We are not like people who can read their minds. When you have something, you have to speak out. The words matter a lot. That's why we are all here. How to put our thoughts into words and praise or do better for others or tell what it is being told. And also action. Speaking is like very easy, and you can do things by speaking, but the doing is actually important, because actions are much more stronger than the words. When you act, when you are you want to help somebody, you do a small gesture of helping, that shows that you are a very kind person. The action shows that you're a very kind person and you are willing to help somebody. And anything you do, like actions, those shows that how good you are to somebody, and it's overall it shows what kind of a person you are without telling a word. That's how that action, I think, is important. And be proactive. That makes you take one more step. When you do first action, that makes you stronger, and then think, yes, I can do this, I can do this. That's what you keep on going up the ladder. That's important for the wherever you want to achieve, whatever you want to be, take one step. Action is very important for anything in your personal life or in profession. That's what I feel. That's it from my end. Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic. Would you like to give a topic to TM Saurabh?
Nothing on my mind.
Hello, ma'am.
right
Yeah.
now.
It's okay. Hi, Saurabh. I would like to give you a topic if you're okay.
Yes, ma'am. I'm okay with it.
That's great. So the topic for you is work for a cause, not for applause. Work for a cause, not for applause. Take it away. TM Saurabh.
Hello, check. Am I audible?
You're not visible.
Just a minute, ma'am. Yes, sir. I'm turning on my camera. Hello, am I visible? Okay. So, Madam Topic Master, fellow Toastmaster Center. Work for a cause, not for a clause. This reminds me of an interesting story I have once heard of. How many of you have heard about Swami Vivekananda? Well, I personally admire that person. And one such story which I can recall of Swami Vivekananda is that when he was wandering as a saint, he gave up all his life, all his materialistic things to become a saint and serve the society. At the time, many people might be asking that at such a young age, you have already renounced all the worldly pressure. How are you going to survive like this? Do you feel that it is birth? To which Swami Vivekananda would always say one thing, that do you pray someone? He would say, the person said, yes, I pray to my God. How many times do you pray? I pray 3 times. So why do you pray to God? The person replied that I pray to the God because I think that by praying him, he'll be happy with me. To which Swami Vivekananda said, by serving the society, I feel that my God will be happy with me. You pray like this to your God, and I pray like this to my God. That is the simple essence which we need to understand, Toastmasters. In this worldly life, we always think about give and take. But what we actually need to understand is that not always you need to take something when you are giving. Sometimes giving something without expecting anything in return is the biggest deed and the biggest prayer you can do to a God. And that is why we say, do for a cause, not for a clause. Thank you, and over to the topic master.
TM Himanshu, you can give a topic to TM Dinesh.
Right, sure. Okay. Topic for Toastmaster Dinesh is to be or not to be. To be or not to be. Toastmaster Dinesh.
Thank you so much, Topic Master. To be or not to be. It kind of reminds me this quotation from I think Steve Jobs. So think every day as your last day and go for it, do whatever you want. So we kind of think about that we will there for 70 years or 60 years or 80 years. But the beautiful thing about this quote is that you kind of think that today is your last day. What all you can go for it? Like sometimes we kind of afraid of doing something. Like we cannot. We kind of have that ego thing, and we won't appreciate the others. Maybe thinking something will go wrong, or we cannot go for the adventures because we get injured or might happen something else. So so it's just that you have the day, you just enjoy the process. Don't count how far you came along in this process. It just enjoy the place that wherever you are in, and just move on from there. I think I'm somehow connected to the topic, and that's what I can take it for now. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good Steve Jobs example to last day. If this is your last day, what do you want to do next? Yeah, very apt describing it. Completely agreed.
Give a topic to TM Sachin.
I have to give my.
Yes, please give a topic to TM Sachin.
Okay, let me check that. I don't have anything in mind.
TM Amjad Ali, can I give a topic to TM Sachin?
Yes, Doctor. Sure. Please.
Okay.
I
TM
can go up
Sachin.
next, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. I would like to give you a topic if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. Please, ma'am.
So the topic for you is, it's a bit long, so pay attention.
Sure.
Fear has two meanings. Forget everything and run. Face everything and rise. Fear has two meanings. Forget everything and run. Face everything and rise. Take it away, TM Sachin.
All right. Thank you so much, Topic Master, for this interesting topic, first of all. Fear definitely has two meanings. Forget everything and run away, or face everything and rise. So this reminds me of a situation in my life that I faced a few years ago. I had just joined a job that I had been dreaming for many years. That wasn't a paying job. It was a job with an NGO that I had been wanting to do after quitting a job that paid me a lot. So basically, I had quit a job that was paying me good to join a job that was a kind of my dream job. But unfortunately, there was a tremendous fearful situation in my personal life. And in that situation, I had to choose between the two options, between the two kinds of fear: forget everything and run, or uh, what was the second thing? Face everything and rise. So I had this situation, and at that time, it was very easy to just stay away from all the problems that were there in my personal life. I was already out of the city. I could have easily said that things are not at all in my control, but I decided to quit the job that I had got after a long time of struggle. I came to my hometown. I faced the situation until all the things were very easy for all the loved ones in my life. And finally, I can say that the problem was gone and I emerged victorious. I faced it and I rose. So that's all from me. Thank you.
I believe now, Sachin, you can give a topic to Toastmaster Mano Ranjini. I think she has raised her hand. This is her second run. Everyone is actually served.
No, if everybody is over only.
Yes.
I wouldn't. I'm just still learning. I'm new into this.
Is it your? Am I pronouncing your name correct? Mano Ranjini.
Mano Ranjini.
Or Mano Ranjini. Mano Billy.
Mano Ranjini.
All right.
And let me introduce myself, please. My name is Mano Ranjini. As I've said, I've become an advocate at the later part of my life. I'm a corporate lawyer and an insolvency professional, and I'm enjoying my second phase, my career.
Wow.
And before this, I was working for Procter & Gamble into product supply.
Great.
So
happy to know. Sachin, you can give a topic to her.
Yeah. So Toastmaster Mano, your topic is people buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. People buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. Toastmaster Mano.
Thank you, Table Topics Master and friends. People buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. Yes, it's true. When somebody whom you really believe, whom you trust, says something, we try to follow it. There is one saying also, no? People follow like sheep, something like that. So it is not right to follow. You should have your own thinking as to what is right or what is wrong. But generally, many of the people, what they do is they just look at the leader and they follow the path. There is also saying that never go for a job because of a leader. You like something, you do it, but do not just take it because of the boss is nice, because today the boss will be there, tomorrow he will go. But what is important for you is that you should really like the job that you're doing. What is your passion? What is your calling? Do that. Then you will really enjoy what you're doing. Agree that if you have a good leader to guide you, it will definitely help. But at the same time, if he's has some other vision and his interests are different, there'll be a conflict between both of your interests, and then you'll never grow and do what you want in life. So even if your parents say something, your role model are your parents, still you try to convince them as to what you think is right, and try to convince them what is calling for you and what is important for you in life, and just do that. I think you have to listen to them, but ultimately listen to 10 people or listen to your boss, but ultimately do what you think is right. So in fact, I have been always doing that. I had been changing my career, as I was saying, but ultimately this is where I wanted to be. I really admire professionals like doctors or chartered accountants. So at this age, if I had done this, I'm really so happy being with young people like you, learning new things. And at the same time, I'm learning new things from the professionals, with the fellow professionals. I'm learning. So this is what I'm enjoying now. Okay, for my career, for my family, I had to do certain things, but ultimately I'm following what my vision is, not what my leader or my parents or whatever they have said. I'm just doing what gives me happiness. And I follow the same with my children also. Thank you so much. Over to you, Table Talks Master.
That was nice.
Thank you.
Now we have around 30 minutes left. If anybody would like to give a topic to somebody else again for second shot, feel free. Toastmaster Farida, Dr. Farida, as well as Toastmaster Manu are served twice. And if you would like to give a topic, Sachin, Toastmaster Manu, if you like to give a topic to somebody.
Yes, I would like to. If you could have any superpower, what would you choose and why?
Who did you choose, Toastmaster Manu?
Whoever is in the list that I'm not tracking now.
I think Navneet raised hand.
So the topic for Mr. Navneet is, if you had any superpower, what would you choose and why?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, my dear guest. The topic handed over to me is, if I have a superpower, what I could be. I would love to be a Superman. The reason is very simple. These days, in the COVID pandemic, people are suffering like anything to just get oxygen cylinders, medicines, and bringing to the hospitals. And being a Superman, I go to that place and bring him and put him in the hospital. I can go to any places of where oxygen is available. I can bring it directly and to give it to the hospital. No need to come by roadways, airways, and supply to the hospitals. Superman can save a lot of time, lot of persons at this stage. That requires, which is more, that should be faster than the aeroplane, faster than the time, because time here plays an important role. A person suffering from, a person is on the hospital, he needs only oxygens, nothing more than that. Being a Superman, I can do a lot of things. Secondly, if a Superman, I'm there, if I'm a Superman, I can go to the person who is having symptoms. Yeah, I got disconnected. Now I'm audible. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Oh, so being a Superman, I can save a lot of human being this time. Over to you.
So TM Navneet, can you give a topic to TM Sunita?
Yes, please.
Sunita,
Toastmaster
you're
Sunita.
up next. Yeah.
Toastmaster Sunita.
Yeah.
An empty makes much noise. An empty vessel makes much noise. Toastmaster Sunita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Navneet. Good evening to my impromptu family. Empty vessels make a lot of noise. Yes, indeed. That's why they say, what is it? Light travels faster than sound. And so it's better that you keep quiet and stop yourself from displaying what a big fool you are. But generally what happens is people who know stuff, they are wise. They know when to speak. So that's very true, you know. Knowledge is knowing what to say. Wisdom is knowing when to say it. And the wise people usually know when to open their mouths. Whereas people who know little, they want to show the rest of the world that they know everything. And so they make a fool of themselves. It happens very, very often. And even we do it, no? Sometimes to cover up about something we don't know, we become a little nervous and tend to talk much more. That's what happens at interviews. The minute you're not sure of yourself, you start blabbering and you talk a lot more. So the wise people know when to say things, what to say. And those who know little, they think they have to let the world know that they know a lot. And so empty vessels do make a lot of noise. Over to you, Toastmaster Navneet.
Sunita, you have to give a topic to TM Zainab.
Okay. Okay. Toastmaster Zainab. Zainab, the topic for you is if you were going to be featured in the newspaper tomorrow, what would it be about?
Sorry, could you please repeat the topic if that's okay?
Yeah, if you were going to be featured in the newspaper tomorrow, what would be it about? Did you get it? If you were going to be featured in the newspaper tomorrow, what would it be about?
Okay. So first of all, a very good evening to everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. So the topic given to me is, if I were to be featured in a newspaper tomorrow, what would the headlines be about, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that it's not about how clumsy I have been lately. And I'm hoping that it's for something great, because I know that I have been learning a lot of new techniques and in medical profession regarding that. And regarding that, with new techniques, as all of you have already known, that I have a very curious and a very hyper personality since I was born. So I always come up with a lot of odd questions, because they just can't seem to leave me alone. So I always have to counter question a situation that I've been in, and I don't really take everything for its face value. So whenever we are faced with a situation, so I always try to counter question it. Like, for example, right now I'm posted in my psychiatry rotation. So we see a lot of patients with schizophrenia, bipolar disorders, depression, anxiety, a lot of mental illnesses that aren't really talked about as loudly as they should have been in this part of the world where we come from. And they're not that openly discussed because of the cultures that we follow. So, and it's not that, I feel it's not like a very common discussion topic talking about, oh, if someone has a schizo effect. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people aren't even very aware of what that means. So basically, schizophrenia is a disorder where a patient has hallucinations, and they could be auditory, visually. So they hear people and they hear commands, and then they act on impulse regarding those commands that are given to them by a third person personality that is made up from their mind. Because a lot of people don't really understand this, but if you look at your brain, what is it? We think it's a very complex structure. It is. But at the end of the day, it's just a slab of meat with electricity going through it. So at some point in time, it is bound to short circuit. That's what your brain is. That's in basic definition, that is your brain. It's just a lob of floppy muscle, not even like good, strong bicep muscle. It's literally a lob of floppy muscle with electricity going through it. regardless making its own paths, and you rely completely on that for your cognitive behavior. So the other day we were sitting with like a few schizo patients, and this was my first psychiatry day. So I have always been very excited about psychiatry. So I'm sorry, who's the timer? Because I don't see anyone's. Okay, there's no timer. Perfect. So that means I can just go on and on. So we had our first psychiatry rotation. So we had this patient with schizophrenia, and he had auditory hallucinations, and those hallucinations were in commanding form, which meant there was a sound telling him to do things, and he would act on those things. I hope everyone got that. So now my curious mind was, I was like, okay, so he hears these sounds which are telling him to do things. So why can't we generate sounds that tell him to do opposite things? Like if a sound is telling him, okay, oh, do the, like we had a patient who was told by a sound to pull out all his body hair. So he shaved his head, he shaved his eyebrows, he pulled out his eyelashes. So I was like, okay, so why can't we put him in a room and make like a surround sound system and just pretend that we don't hear it? And that sound tells him not to do it, like a counter sound. And one of my professors was very impressed by it, because he was like, this technique might actually work, because this is how brainwashing and how brain, you know, how we kind of reactivate certain areas of the brain in medicine. So this is how we do. We make that brain part react on impulses again and again till it becomes a natural response. So I was like, okay, so why don't we reverse the schizo effect and use it in our favor? So I know this is not like a very smart thing to do in the long term, because then you can't just expect a person's brain to react and create surroundings everywhere where there'll be surrounding sounds telling him not to do what he's told to do by his head. But I feel like I'm really hoping that if I'm featured in the newspaper, I am featured for something like a quirky new method to solve something which sounds very alienated to us, because we don't really talk about it a lot, but we just solve it through like basic measures that we can do every day. So I think that would be it. Thank you so much.
Now you are not doctor anymore, you are scientist. All right, I think let's conclude. Rana was the last participant. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we manage our session. We listen to each other, we praise each other, we adulate each other, we respect each other. We speak for 1 to 2 minutes, sometimes twice in a session. Today was that session. Few of our members are respected members. They spoke a couple of times. Thank you so much. We learn from you, and we seriously want to listen to you more and more. Thank you so much. With that, power vested in me as a host of this very meeting, I adjourn the meeting. Now, over to each one of you to have fun for some time. Stay blessed.